All right, so going to talk about my 22 rifle. This rifle was designed to shoot rabbits at about 10 to 40 yards. That's really what this was designed to. There are a lot of rabbits out here on this ranch, and they are great. The carcasses are great coyote bait. Also, they taste delicious. We'll generally make rabbit pasta, and so one of the first things we'll do when we get here at night is we'll go shoot some rabbits and eat them up. So, given that goal, let's talk about how this gun's set up, what parts I put on it and why, and a little bit about what I'd change. So, to start off with, El Camino Suppressor. Absolutely love it. I've got a handful of 22 suppressors. I have the Griffin Armament Optimus Micro, El Camino, a CGS one that I forget the name of, and a Silencer Sparrow. My wife really likes shooting 22s and doesn't like loud noises, and so we got a bunch of 22 cans. Back from that, I have this Griffin cam lock 4-lug system that allows me to take the 22 can off and on fairly easily, which is super nice. The main reason I like it is you'll notice that this gun is a full 16 inches with plus the silencer, which means it's pretty long. In fact, it's too long. I've got a SBR stamp that's been approved on this gun. I just have yet to bring the barrel down to about the front of the handguard. But I don't like having to keep track of thread protectors, and the 1/2x28 threads are pretty fine, and so this allows me to keep the cam lock on each of the silencers, and I can swap them out however I want, and I don't have to worry about the threads getting dinged up. The gun itself is a Ruger 1022. It's the 50th anniversary edition. I got that because it had this cheek riser option, and it was a fairly simple and durable. So stainless steel parts up here. It had a Picatinny rail for being able to mount a red dot, and then plastic stock. And the ranch is not kind to guns, and they get crazy dusty. And so I wanted something that was simple and durable, that I could kind of leave alone. So moving a little bit back here, I have this holosun optic. It is the 503 CU circle dot. That's great because the dot is super handy if you're trying to get a very fine, precise shot, but the circle is helpful for when you're at 10 yards and they're just running across the road. You can get some things centered, and your eye does a great job of centering the circle. So I really like that. It also has the solar panel on here, which means that if we're shooting rabbits in the daytime or we're taking it around to like plink or shoot tin cans, it means that I don't have to worry about battery as often. And the battery life on these is pretty good, but knowing that during the daytime you don't need the battery at all is like crazy handy. On here I've got a Ruger BX25 mag, and I've got one sitting out in front of me. This sling is just a USGI sling. To be honest, I don't love the sling on this gun, but I think that out here you kind of need a sling to be able to throw it over your shoulder if you're going to walk any kind of distance, which we occasionally have to do from the roads. And so I wanted it to have something on it, but I would much prefer this to have a more AR-style sling that comes over the back and comes around the front, but the mounting options on this stock are just pretty limited. So that's one of the things I would change. The last thing I'm going to talk about here is, you may notice I've got reflective tape on the mag. I do that on about half of the mags that I own because we end up shooting or plinking at night a lot, and losing mags is no fun. And so having the reflective tape on there means that if you shine a light across it, it'll really pop, and it makes it easier to find in the grass. And so that's one of the pro tips I would put out there. Eventually, this gun will have a shortened barrel, and I think that'll be really important because when you're walking around with a gun not on a sling, I want the distance from my hand right here to the ground plus to be shorter than this is. So this will barely touch the ground. And so if I bring another 8 inches off of it, then it'll be easier for me to walk around with my arm kind of straight in tension. So that's kind of what I expect to improve here. That's all.